Hello. So right now I'm gonna be talking about my favorite movies. This is gonna be a top five. So starting off, I'm gonna talk about this movie called Before Sunrise, and I'm gonna play a little bit of a clip.
I feel like we have some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, me too.
Great. So listen, here's the deal. This is what we should do. You should get off the train with me here in Vienna and come check out the town. We just got into Vienna today, and we're looking for something fun to do. Practicing English?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Could you speak German for a change?
I'm gonna call my best friend in Paris, who I'm supposed to have lunch with in 8 hours. Okay.
Okay, so as you could see in that first clip, you can see that these people, they don't know each other, but they just met on a train and they had an instant connection when they started talking, and they decided to go together to Vienna and stay there for a day. And they developed this romantic situation, but since they only are going to be there for a day, it's not like they're going to have a relationship. And the movie revolves about them like just spending the day together and how they fell in love with each other. And I really like this movie because they have a really natural connection, these actors, and there's a lot of chemistry, and I just think that the dialogues are really well written, and I really like it because of that. And next up, I'm gonna talk about another one of my favorite movies. These are not in order, by the way. It's not like the past is like the worst out of them. For me, they're all my number one. And next is Lady Bird.
I want to go to the East Coast.
I want to go where culture is, like New York, or at least Connecticut or New Hampshire, where writers live in the
Get into
woods.
those schools anyway.
Mom,
You should just go to City College. You know, with your work ethic, just go to City College and then to jail and then back to City College. And then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
Lady Bird, is that your gift?
So as you could see by that first scene, it's one of the opening scenes, and you can really like see how the characters work. The main character, Ladybird, she's really intense and she's very hectic. She is very funny too, and I really like this movie because I think it managed to like be a comedy, but at the same time they touch on very important topics on teenage lives, like their relationships with their friends, their partners, their family members, and I really like it because of that. It balances out really well a lot of things, and I also think that the acting was really well done. The next movie I'm going to talk about is Tlatelolco, Summer of '68, which is a Mexican movie about what happened in Tlatelolco.
Gracias, Me llamo Félix.
Ana María.
So as you can see, it revolves around these two people, how they fell in love in a very difficult time era of the country, especially because of their social status. They were both from different socioeconomic classes, and they had to fight throughout this era in Mexican history. And it's a love story, and it's also really good. And I think it's very well done because it teaches you a lot of what happened during that time, but still it's very exciting, and it's not very historical. Like it doesn't teach you like a lot of things about the government. It's like more background information, and I really like it because you get to learn and also to enjoy the Roman story that develops with the characters. And next, I'm going to talk about the film Mid-90s.
Get the fuck out of front of my store. You, not here.
Yo, I'm out. Stay out of my fucking room, Stevie.
like shit today, man.
Looks cool to me.
I'm moving.
Stevie.
I really like this movie because you can see a lot of things that don't really get portrayed by movies a lot, which is like childhood from a very different perspective than we most people have. Because this kid, he was growing up in LA with a single mother, and he didn't really have that much money. So that led him to get to know some people that were problematic, but at the same time, they helped him out a lot. So you can really see a lot of different points of view, which we normally don't see portrayed in films, which is something that I really like as well. I think it has a really nice soundtrack, and the cinematography is really well done as well. So yeah, I really recommend this movie a lot. And lastly, I'm gonna be talking about the movie Amores Perros, which is another Mexican movie, which I also liked.
Vente conmigo.
He visto a tu perro que tanto quieres, no te importa tanto.
Ese perro me importa más de lo que tú crees, pendejo.
Que sí, tía, tu departamento.
Muchas gracias, Andrés. Es la primera vez que te veo actuar bien.
So this movie is one of my favorite Mexican movies, directed by Iñárritu. It's 3 different stories, and they all connect through a car crash. And it's really interesting how he came up with this story. I think it's very genius coming up with something like this. It's very thoughtful, and it shows a lot of different points of view of how Mexican society works. You know, there's people who are very low income being portrayed, and how they live their daily lives, how they have to steal to live, how they have to work sometimes in things that, you know, normally people like us wouldn't think about, like being a hitman. But also they show the reality of other people who are millionaires who are living their life very carelessly, but at the same time they all get affected, maybe not in the same way, but they all get affected by their relationships and how they are in their love lives. So I think it's a very special movie, and I really liked it a lot. So yeah, that was it for my top 5 movies, which I recommend all of them. Maybe they're not all for everyone, but I suggest you give them all a try.